Hi, I'm Brianne, and this is Ray and Joel. In our project, we did script JavaScript. So like many of you, when you were learning to code, you might have had some difficulties trying to learn JavaScript on your own. So before you came to the bootcamp, you might have tried to research different ways to learn JavaScript. And what we found was we were having trouble finding reliable resources, and then once we found the resources, we wished they were all on one page together. So this is kind of our solution to that problem. What we did was we created kind of a beginner's guide to JavaScript that has a couple different features, such as YouTube videos, podcasts, and if you decide that you don't want to learn on your own, it also has a section about coding bootcamps. And in order to do this, we use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and Materialize. We also used 4 APIs. We used the Stack Overflow API, the YouTube and iTunes API, and the Google Maps API. And Joel is going to talk about our first feature, which utilizes the Stack Overflow API.
Okay. Good morning, RBC. The reason we chose Stack Overflow API because it had all the resources and data we were looking for if you're a beginner JavaScript coder. I also looked into GitHub API. GitHub API. But I sent an email and they didn't have an API that ran into, like, when you commit to a GitHub, it didn't have API that ran through the results. It's a very simple and straightforward application to use. It's the concept we took is the Google main page, where you click on, you type in what you're looking for, variables, functions, objects, and it'll display the results that you're looking for. And to make this application responsive, we used the click on function, and also to run the API I used the for loop, and to limit the results to 10. Also, since if you like a visual learner or someone that likes to listen to JavaScript information, we uploaded and used YouTube videos and iPodcasts, and that's where Ray comes in.
Good morning. So I did the YouTube API. As you know, visual is very helpful and very efficient in educating. So what I did was grab some JavaScript videos and put it back on the screen. How do you draw this one? Okay. So the API is basically grabbing some 12 videos right here and just passing it back to an ID. So for the iTunes, I also use the Apple iTunes API, and this is very, very good when you're traveling. You just listen in your iPhone. So I just use the iTunes Apple API, and just put it on the HTML. Again, Brianne will be talking about Google Maps.
And as I mentioned before, so we have a section on coding bootcamps in case you got sick of learning by yourself. So I use the Google Maps API and put markers on each of the spots that's showing, has a little info window that pops up, which labels each of the different bootcamps. So right now I just have it set to specific locations. Eventually we wanted to have it so you could just search coding bootcamps, but I was trying to do that, it wasn't working out, so I just put in each of their latitude and longitude, and it's set directly to each one of those locations. And for each one of these, it has basically each little part that you add to the Google Maps shows up here. So you have a different one for the markers, you have a different one for the windows, and it's very easy to use. And for our CSS, we used Materialize because we saw the parallax effect and we thought it was really cool. So you just scroll through and the background is moving slower than the foreground, so it makes a really cool effect. So we have a couple of future features that we would like to incorporate, and Joel's going to talk about those.
Sure. Future features that we like to incorporate is search term changes on every page, more boot camps added to the map. Users will submit reviews to the boot camps, and the user will be able to directly write to the boot camp. Also, we would like to add a carousel where you could view the YouTube videos more clearly.
And that's it.